and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I hope you all are doing awesome. So today I've got another video in my Pride Month video series talking about various LGBTQIA+ identities. So far in my Pride Month video series, we've discussed different identities to describe sexual orientations in which the person feels sexual attraction to a particular gender or genders. But the next couple of days, we're going to be talking more about people who do not experience sexual attraction, or who experience very limited sexual attraction. Sexuality is on a spectrum, ranging from people who experience sexual attraction to people who never experience sexual attraction, with people who experience varying degrees of sexual attraction somewhere in the middle. Up until now, we've been talking about people who experience sexual attraction, also called allosexual people or just plainly sexual people. Now we'll be moving along the spectrum to discuss people who experience little to no sexual attraction. Recall that the A in LGBTQIA+ stands for asexual. Today we're going to start talking about people along the asexuality spectrum, and we'll continue talking about the various asexual identities in the next few videos. You might be sitting there thinking, but Emily, is not experiencing sexual attraction a sexual orientation? Yes, of course it is. Everyone has a sexual orientation. Remember that, briefly put, sexual orientation defines who, if anyone, a person experiences sexual attraction to, and it doubles as an identity based on those attractions. If a person experiences sexual attraction to no one, or only in specific circumstances, that's still a sexual orientation. Okay, but Emily, everyone experiences sexual attraction, right? No, that's actually not true. Not everyone experiences sexual attraction, and there's nothing wrong with people who experience limited to no sexual attraction. They're not prudish, broken, damaged, inhuman, or traumatized in any way. It's not a phase, and it has nothing to do with the sexiness of the people that the asexual person has encountered up until now. These beliefs represent allosexual bias and acephobia, or prejudice against asexual people due to the misinformed belief that everyone experiences or should experience sexual attraction. We'll talk more about acephobia in this video and in the next couple of videos, but for now, let's focus on defining our LGBTQIA+ identity for today. So today we're going to be discussing demisexuality. Demisexual people would be somewhere in the middle of that sexuality spectrum we mentioned earlier. They don't feel sexual attraction all the time, but they also don't never feel sexual attraction. Demisexual is a sexual orientation that describes people who only experience sexual attraction only after they have formed a close emotional and/or romantic relationship with someone. So you might be sitting there thinking, but Emily, it kind of just sounds like maybe they're being picky, or they're just choosing not to have sex with people? That's not the case. Demisexual people are not abstaining from or choosing not to have sex with strangers. They simply just don't experience sexual attraction to these strangers. Demisexual people don't experience sexual attraction to celebrities, to hot photos in your Tinder bio, or to random people they see on the street. They only begin to experience sexual attraction to people who they've developed an emotional bond or connection with. Once a friendship or relationship begins to develop, then the demisexual individual may experience sexual attraction. The development of the emotional bond does not guarantee that sexual attraction will develop. It's just a prerequisite for the development of sexual attraction. How long a bond takes to form before sexual attraction may develop depends on the person and the situation. Demisexual people can still have sex even without experiencing sexual attraction. Heterosexual people have sex with people they aren't sexually attracted to all the time, right? Any person of any sexuality can do this. Sexual behavior is not the same as sexual attraction. Some demisexual people masturbate and enjoy sex for various reasons, regardless of their experience of sexual attraction. Some demisexual people don't. Some demisexual people may be repulsed by sex, some may need to experience sexual attraction before they engage in sexual behaviors, and some may have sex regardless of their sexual attractions. Everyone is different. Demisexual people can still recognize when someone is physically good looking. This is called aesthetic attraction. Just because something looks good doesn't mean you want to have sex with it though, right? Something can be aesthetically pleasing without triggering sexual attraction. Demisexual people may form relationships with and end up experiencing sexual attraction to people of a different gender than their own, of the same gender as their own, or to people regardless of their gender. For example, you can be a demisexual woman who primarily has romantic relationships and sex with other women. To recap though, demisexuality describes a sexual orientation in which a person does not experience sexual attraction to someone unless an emotional or romantic bond or connection has developed. Demisexual people can have relationships with people of any gender. A person can still be demisexual if they have sex, enjoy sex, are sex repulsed, if they masturbate, watch porn, have kinks and fetishes, whether they're celibate for religious reasons, or even if they've never had sex. Demisexuality simply is a label to describe not experiencing sexual attraction until an emotional bond has developed. It says nothing about the gender of who that bond is with or about what sexual behaviors a person does or does not engage in. It is only about the experience of sexual attraction. I hope that this video was helpful to you, and in the description box down below I will include some links to the Demisexuality Resource Center. They have some awesome information for if you want to learn more about demisexuality just out of curiosity because someone just came out to you, or because you think you might be demisexual. They also have resources in other languages besides English, so I think it can be really helpful, so I'll leave that link down below. I also will leave links to coming out resources, resources for finding LGBT plus affirmative therapists, and numbers for crisis and suicide hotlines. If you are considering suicide, please do call a crisis or suicide hotline or call 911. Suicide is never the answer, and you are worth it. With that being said, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I can't wait to see you in the next one where we talk about gray asexuality. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.